Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My name is Lao. If you don't know me before. So before that, I just want to take time to say I appreciate the love, the support, and every positive energy that I get from this channel. I'm so grateful because last week, I was still saying it in my last video, that we had not hit 2K subscribers, and last week we finally got to 2K subscribers. I really appreciate the love, I appreciate the support that you guys have given me, and I also want to continue to encourage everybody. If you are watching this video, please, and you have not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. What are you waiting for? There's so much yummy goodness in this channel that you enjoy. And also, if you are subscribed and you don't use to comment, you don't use to like, please make it a point of duty to like my videos and also drop a lovely comment. It goes a long way to always help me feel like, okay, I'm connecting with my audience, they are getting me, and we are getting each other right back. Do you get? Thank you. So in today's video, I'm coming to share with you why Oyinda Mola wants to be a teacher in Canada. Let's get right into the story because I've been talking too much. So before I came to Canada, I worked as a teacher and I briefly worked in a bank. I did my master's and I have a bachelor's degree, both in the communication aspect. That's where I had my degrees. And then I became a teacher in Nigeria. Yeah. And I was teaching English back in Nigeria and it was okay. I loved it. Not like I loved the job or the money, but I loved the way I feel or I felt, because right now I'm not a teacher. I loved the way I felt when I was teaching my students. I loved connecting with them and a host more other things. I just loved that it made me feel that way. So, and in Nigeria, when I did all of these things, I was feeling good. And I came back here to Canada. I came to Canada and I was like, what should I do in this Canada that I came to? Because, when everybody comes to Canada, they're like, okay, so what can I do here? Do I want to continue my career from back home? Or do I want to continue being what I was? Mind you, I came here as a teacher. So when they say federal skilled worker, my teaching career actually brought me to Canada. Yeah. My teaching experience, let me put it that way, because I didn't have a teaching degree, but I was teaching in Nigeria. And you know that in Nigeria, you can teach without actually having a teaching degree. I mean, a B.Ed, like Bachelor's of Education or a postgraduate degree in education, all of that. You can teach without having that in Nigeria. And I was teaching without that degree in Nigeria, which was okay. I had a communication degree. So coming here, I'm like, do I want to go back into teaching? I'm like, no. Why would I go back into teaching? You know how much it was paying back in Nigeria? It was just like, it wasn't paying too much. So in my head, I thought, here, I don't want to go back into teaching. Why should I go back into teaching? And I got here. You know how when you first land in Canada, everybody is asking, do you want to do tech? Do you want to transition into tech? Do you want to do nursing? Do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? And a lot of people change careers, which is okay, because you are here for better life, you are here for the money, you are here for all of the good stuff that Canada has to offer. So if you can change careers, switch careers that will make you okay and make your life bearable and make you happy and make you rich, why don't you switch careers? So when people were asking me, do you want to switch careers? I'm like, I don't know yet. I'm still reasoning my life. I had 1 year of maternity leave, which helped me to think about my destiny. So after thinking about my destiny, one day, this mommy came to greet us after we had our baby, and then me and she was like, what was I doing back home? I said I was teaching. And she was not like, wow, that's a good career. In my head, I'm like, okay. And then she was like, do you want to continue here? I say, no, I don't, like, flat, no, I don't want to continue here. And she was like, why? Why would you not want to continue your teaching career? Teaching is good, teaching is this, yada, yada, yada. And she kept on talking to me. It was as if something pushed her to balance on my head. And then after talking, she was like, I have somebody that I can recommend to you that is a teacher. She'll put you through, she'll help you. it didn't go down well with me because I'm like, why will I come back? Why will I come from Nigeria? And then I'll get here and then I'll not say I want to be doing teaching. Really? But then my teaching career brought me to Canada. Oh. I did not even reason all of these things. And after she left, I started thinking about it that really teaching career, she started giving me all of the pros and cons, which is not what I'm going to delve into today. I'm just trying to give a brief background to how I now finally decided I was going to teach in Canada. So after all of these things, she introduced me to somebody. The person spoke to me and told me how to go about teaching in Canada. And I started thinking about it that okay, it's a nice option. I have the summers off. Cool. I can chill with my family by closing on time. I don't have to worry too much. I know that there's no job that is not stressful, but it's like, okay, if it's something you really like, you balance well into it, you'll be good. But the pros are that they possibly might not hear me. They say, oh, I'm speaking my Nigerian English and I want to teach English. Imagine. And a lot of this is not what we used to do in Nigeria. How do I cope here in Canada? All of those things were in my head when I was being told that, okay, this is how they do here and all of that, which is why I'm grateful that I'm actually going back to school for that grooming. I'm grateful that I would go back and learn all of these little things that will help me when I really enter into the system. But that's the story of how I decided that, oh, I was going back to study. I was going back to be a teacher. So how did I now get into the fact that I'm going to study? That's like the pathways to being a teacher in Canada. I'm not going to delve so deeply into it. If you want that video, maybe you're a teacher, you're watching, and you're like, how can I get to be a teacher in Canada? We'll show that video later because there are two ways. But I'm talking about my own story right now. And I really don't want to drag this video. So I'm going to be just touching here and there. So there are two ways. The first way is that if you have a degree, like a bachelor's of education degree from wherever your country is, you can send a message to the teaching association here. Alberta has a body that they would kind of evaluate your results, your transcript, and convert it to their own degree, which takes some time. It can take as much as 6 months to a year for them to actually put all of these things together and provide you with a certificate to say, oh, you are qualified to actually teach here. That is a whole long process, which I'm not going to be discussing here right now. If you want that video, drop a lovely comment. Then I'll see how to shoot that video. So, because I have to now explain to you in details. Now, for the second way, which is going back to school. Like me, I didn't have a teaching degree from Nigeria. So, there was nothing to change to their degree. I had to now apply to a school, tell them I want to be a teacher. Here, what they do is that they actually have like a 2 years after degree program. That 2 years after degree program means that you already have a degree before and you're just coming for 2 years to study to become a teacher. Now they'll ask you, do you want to go through the elementary, which is K to 6, like that's kindergarten to grade 6, or you want to be specialized in something, that's the junior high to the senior high. So you are going to pick the one you are going to do. So for me, I have a specialization and I am going in the secondary way, not in the elementary way. So you have to decide. After deciding, you now look for a school, apply to the school. Now, all of this application process, maybe it will be in another video that I'm going to be telling you about if you want the pathways to becoming a teacher thing. So I applied to the school, and when I applied to this school, it was a lot because they checked my transcript, they looked at my transcript and told me that I actually didn't qualify. I am lacking in a few courses, which is another thing. Like the whole process was a lot. I think it just takes the grace of God and a lot of perseverance to say I really wanted to do this and I went into this. So for me, they checked my degrees and I studied linguistics and communication as my first degree, not English. And they told me I was lacking in some English courses. If I want to teach in English line, I have to take up these courses. And really, guys, these courses were independent of whatever thing I'm going to be talking about now. So it's like you're going to another school to take these courses and then come back and bring these results to this new school I'm applying to. It was a lot. At first, they told me that I cannot meet up with their admission and I should apply next year, which is in 2024. I just told myself, I'm no more doing this education thing. Let's move on. But then after a few months, they came back to tell me, so the way it is that the application opened in October and it runs till July of the next year. So if, like, when I applied, my application opened, that was last year, 2022, and I applied in 2022. They reached back to me in January to say, oh, my courses, blah, 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 and they will not be able to take me. And I just moved on from it, that, okay, maybe it's not my part. And they later came back in when was that though? They came back in April to say that, okay, if I can take up these courses, they would actually see if they could give me an admission. And I'm like, okay, are you actually going to give me the admission and then let me go and do these courses and come back? So you give me a conditional admission. While I do these courses, I come back to say, oh, I've done the courses. And then you can now say, okay, this is your admission. We'll now make it a full admission. You now make it an unconditional admission, which was agreed on. And then I had to take these courses. I took these courses for 3 months, less than 3 months, because I wrote exams in between. I needed to submit those courses before July so that I can resume in September. It was a lot, back and forth, paying money for the courses. But eventually, we got the results in order, to the glory of the Lord. And then I got my unconditional admission, settled for enrollment, and we're ready to resume to school in September. So all of these are like all of the things I went through to actually now get into school to study to be a teacher. I'm telling you this story because I feel like there might be someone sitting down who wants to be a teacher like me and feel like all of these processes are challenging, because really, if you are supposed to even submit your results to this body, it also takes time. And while you're waiting for all of these things to be going on, you would have to be doing some other jobs or just trying to look for something else, and it can take as long as 6 months to a year. Same with me, that I have to go back to school to do another 2 years. Me, I am kind of happy because it helps me to get a perspective of what is going on in the education system in Alberta in when I'm actually now going into the system. Like, it helps me to get a hang of what is going on. Not just like I just evaluated my results. I'm not saying that is not good, because it's a lot of stress on me too. I'm going to school to study. I have to full-time be studying because it's a full-time course. I go to school Monday to Thursday. It's only on Friday I don't go to school. So it's a full-time course. I have to be on top of my game. But I'm grateful because it helps me to actually know in depth of what I'm supposed to know before being thrown into a school to say go and teach. And that way I have gotten accustomed to so many things as a student teacher before actually becoming a teacher myself. Because in all of these courses, we are going to be having practicums, going to the schools to actually teach and see what is going on before you graduate and actually now become a teacher, if you get what I'm saying. I think I finished all of the pathways and everything that I got into school, and now I am a student that is also working towards becoming a teacher. Now, after saying all of this story, let me give you guys a brief update of my first day in school, how my first day in school went. So after doing all of these things, I got into school, got the admission, and I resumed school. You see, guys, on my first day of school, I cried. Now, I don't know the aspects all of this I don't know the aspect all of this video is going, but I'm just trying to tell my story. Any way you watch this video and you get whatever I'm saying, it's just the way the whole video is. So my first day of school, I got to school. It was on an orientation day. I got to school and I entered into the hall and I saw that I was the only one looking like myself. It was not funny that day because if you watched that my orientation video, my first day in school video, in my head I'm like, I'm going to give you guys updates, gist, I'll record video, I'll do this, do this. When I came out from the orientation, my eyes was looking like this because I had cried. And I'm sure somebody watching this video will be like, why is this person crying? Please keep your thoughts to yourself. I cried because I was anxious, I was overwhelmed, I was nervous. I think I had so many feelings in my head. The last time I went to school was 2019. I graduated from my master's in 2019. That being said, coming here, this is like a first time going out in that kind of space where I have so many people wrapped up in my face and did not look like me. Yes, in the school they have black people, but for that my own particular course, in that my own space, I was the only black immigrant that saw myself. Every other they were immigrants there, obviously, but I was the only black immigrant that saw myself that day amidst 150 students. It was weird. I was choked. I was intimidated. These are the feelings I felt. I was intimidated. I was choked. I felt like, wow, wow, wow. Is this how I'm going to do the next 2 years of my life? They were saying people should ask questions. I had questions, but I couldn't ask my questions because I was scared. I wasn't crying when I was seated though. I was seated with a lot of people. So I was just there, and then I sent a message to my husband saying that I'm the only black student I'm seeing myself. My husband was like, I'm giving me ginger. That don't worry, you're fine, you're good, you will shine. You're the one that will shine. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is not what I want. I know that I will shine by the special grace of God. But right now, I am agitated. That was the word. And we went through the whole program. When they said we should go for lunch, I really wanted to ask questions. So I walked up to the professors that were answering the questions. And as I started to speak, what I was just dropping from my eyes. Like, as in, I kid you not, what I was dropping from my eyes, I was talking, I was doing puru, 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 puru. And they were like, calm down, it's not that deep. Like, they didn't say it is not that deep. They were just like, calm down, it's not like you think. Everybody seated here is nervous. Even them, taking on so many children, they are scared of not knowing what is coming, and that's what's going on with me. But she just calm down. Really, I was scared though. I was scared. I was sure just there. I was like, hmm. Then they said, okay, I should go wipe my face. They were like, let's go for lunch because the school gave us lunch and they wanted to sit with me to make me feel calm. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I would make friends and see where this leads. But that was my first day in school. I was nervous. I was scared. I was anxious. So many feelings because their system here is quite different. Everything they do here is different. I have started classes. I mean, I'm 2 weeks into my class, and I can see that everything they do here is different from what we do back home. Like, let me give you an example. In school, everything is on the system. Like, they have like a platform where they put all your notes, they put everything. Unlike in Nigeria, where yes, you get some of these things online, but not everything. And then I went to school with my notebook, hoping to write in the class, only for everybody to be bringing out their system. I have laptop at home, but I look like a less privileged when I went there because I wasn't with my sister. I didn't understand the system, what the system felt like. They were used to the fact that they used to do this from high school. I am just coming, and they also went to university already, and they know that this is how the university runs. So me coming from my own Nigeria to say I'm bringing book, I looked completely like a less privileged person. And I just, at least I'm getting to adjust to it. And I feel like coming into this program to actually take up a course in teaching will broaden my horizon. It will make me understand a lot of things better than just being thrown into the system to say, okay, go and start teaching. So I'm grateful that I'm in this whole thing. I'm starting this journey, and I am hopeful that I will share this journey with you guys because I really want that someday somebody comes to me the same way I am always praying for this woman that spoke to me that say you can go back into teaching here. I'm hoping that someday somebody will say, oh, it was because of you that I went back to teach, or it was because of you that I even took up this teaching career. Because really, teaching is a rewarding career. All of this story that I just told you guys right now, I don't know the edge, I don't know the tail, but I just wanted to encourage somebody. I just wanted to say that if you really think that is something that you can do, honestly, you can do it. It's a lot, it's a journey, which is why the journey just began, and I'm sharing it with you guys. And in the next couple of years, in 2 years' time, it's a 2 year course because you have done something before. So in the next couple of months, I'm hopeful that I would have stories to come and tell you guys, to encourage you guys to feel like, oh, it's possible that you can come from anywhere in your country and become a teacher here like me. But after saying all of these things, I just want to acknowledge and say thank you to everybody that has helped me on this journey to discover that, this is what I want to do. I want to go back to school. And those who have, in one way or the other, chipped in, especially my friends, my family, my loved ones, and you guys, my subscribers, to say your congratulations, and it meant a lot to me. And everybody who has, in one way or the other, reached out to me to show their support, I am deeply, deeply grateful, and I feel loved, because one day I'll change my name very soon to Oyindamora, the teacher from Nigeria. Does that make sense? I don't know. But then this is not even the end game. Like, this is not the end. Someday I have always wanted to have a PhD, wanted to be a lecturer in school, but let's start small. So we are starting small, and I'm hopeful that gradually I work my way up. Someday you will hear me on TV, like real TV, that they'll tell you that, do you remember this YouTuber, this teacher that she came that day and she said she's teaching and all of that. I'm hopeful that someday that will be my story, that the whole world will hear about me, not just on my YouTube, but like, you see my face everywhere, you see me everywhere, where they talk really good things, and I get to inspire the world to do something great. That's like my dream. Someday soon, you see me like Dr. Oyindamola Alao. Oh, that's cute. Oh, anyways, that being said, the journey continues. I am happy, I am eager. It's a lot of stress going back and forth, but I know that it's worth it at the end of the day. So if you are watching me today and you feel like it might not be teaching, it might be something else that you are strongly passionate about, and there are lots of challenges. There will always be challenges, really. There will always be challenges. So you feel like there are challenges that are not making you do what you want to do. Keep pushing, keep pressing. I'm still on the grind. We have not yet reached. When I graduate, I'll come and tell you guys I've graduated, and I'll get a job by the special grace of God and do well in my profession. So I just want to say to someone that you can do this. And if you are watching from Nigeria, see, I'm a Nigeria that came from Nigeria with a teaching career to Canada. And I'm here in Canada, and I am going to do great as a teacher also by the special grace of God. So that should be all the encouragement you need today. Thank you so much for watching my video. I hope I have said something to somebody, because this video is all over the place. But I hope that I have touched one part in your heart to say that you can do this. I am doing it. You can do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You see, more content are coming. Why have you not subscribed? Subscribe to my channel, because in my head, I want to get to 5K before the year ends. It's possible. You can do it. Oyindamola, you can do it. All I need is that you guys should subscribe to my channel. Help me to get there, and also like my videos, comment, say something nice about my videos. I would really appreciate it. And if you have questions, so that I can shoot a whole video on it, if you have questions, please leave your questions in the comment section. And before I go, somebody asked me a question, that what do I mean by being a domestic student? Before I go, so that question, it means that I am not paying as an international student in Canada. I am a PR, and I am not paying as an international student. I am paying as a domestic student, as if I am a student I am a Canadian. Let me put it that way. And I'll soon be a Canadian. I'll soon be a Canadian. So I'm paying as if I'm a Canadian and not as an international student, which makes it more cheaper for me. And am I even paying a school fees right now? No, I'm not paying right now, right now. All of these ones will come in another video. If you want to know why I'm not paying school fees right now, I did not say I'm not going to pay. I will pay. But right now, I'm not paying school fees. All of that will come in another video. If you want to see that, drop a comment. Drop your comment. Drop your comment. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.